Hey guys, so today I'll start a remote cleaning business from scratch so you can copy me and do the same thing for yourself and make some money. So what is remote cleaning business? It's a type of business that basically you outsource cleaners to businesses, to offices, to residential areas, and you're just the person getting the sale, getting the deal, and then sending the cleaner there, making sure he, follows the checklist, and then receiving an invoice, and then splitting the payment with the cleaner, right? It's a very simple business model. It's a sort of like people arbitrage. So it's quite simple, right? Like you don't need to clean, you don't need to edit, you don't need to clean, you don't need to do walkthroughs, so you don't need any physical visits and so on, right? You don't need to cold call. What you need to do is you need to schedule jobs. You'll need to manage the subcontractors that will do the work for you. Then you'll manage finances, invoices, payrolls, and chargebacks. And then you need to also get deals, right? So these are the things you need to do. And then you also need to ensure there's quality in your service because you don't want to scam people, right? We're not scamming people here. We're just, it's a people arbitrage, right? And we want to ensure the quality is high and both the cleaner and the client is satisfied with the service. This business can be operated just from your desk and you can make around $500 to $800 profit per job. So you do the math. If you do 5 jobs per month, you know, you already have like 3.5K and so on, right? On average. So there's a full blueprint on how to actually start this business. So let's start here. So first you need to create an LLC. This one is very simple. What you want to do is go to Stripe Atlas, right? This is the one. And you start your company, right? And you go through this whole process. You need to, it's easy if you're a US resident. If you're not, it's going to be hard. I'm not going to go over this process here because it's kind of lengthy and, it's pretty boring. It's just, law work and accounting. Then you need to create your bank account with Mercury, for example, and you have a business setup. Then you need to, Atlas, they also help you with your tax ID and your other, legal stuff that you need to do for your LLC. But it's quite simple, right? Now, after you create your LLC, which should take probably less than a week, you need to pick your niche. So either commercial cleaning or residential cleaning. Residential cleaning is basically cleaning for houses, apartments, and so on, right? This one is good because it's easy to get clients and there's a lot of jobs out there. There's demand. The problem is that it's low ticket, right? You're not gonna get more than 500 per job. That's max, right? But again, you can build a good client base and you can make money. But I prefer commercial cleaning. That means you clean for businesses like gyms, dentists, clinics, I don't know, offices and so on, right? Law firms, all kinds of businesses, all kinds of offices, and physical businesses, right? Brick and mortar. Right, so I would pick this one because this one is where the big bucks come in. For example, a pizza place, 3 times per week, 2 hours per cleaning, 3,000 per month. That's, for example, what one of my client, and amount of work you need to do is around 4 hours monthly to just make sure that there's quality, the invoices are right, the subcontractor is being paid, and so on, right? So it's quite simple. Now, once we pick, okay, let's go to commercial cleaning, and we want to pick a certain niche. So, for example, gyms, factories, dentists, whatever, and then pick a service you want to niche on. So deep cleaning, window cleaning, gyro cleaning. For example, for us, we'll go with office cleaning, so offices, and we'll do just like a standard cleaning, no special service, just a standard cleaning. And now we need branding, website, social media accounts, paid advertising, and Google My Business, right? So let's go to branding. All right, we'll go to ChatGPT and go create full branding for a commercial cleaning business that focuses on small offices in, I don't know, let's say St. Louis. And now we'll wait for the output. All right, so now we have pretty much the whole branding generated for us. Right, so clear space cleaning. Okay, you can play with this. You can do, for example, give me 15 more name variants like this, and let's pick a different one, maybe St. Louis office shine. Okay, we want to do for St. Louis, so St. Louis park cleaning. This one has a good meaning. That's pretty cool, it will feel niche. But let's do sign lose office shine. That's pretty simple. Now we want to go to like a logo generator. This one's super simple, you know. And we have our statement, brand statement. We keep your workspace spotless. Okay, let's do this one. Slogan, boom. Now we wait for the output, and we are in others. We want to have sort of warm colors, right? And then we want to do, let's say, we want to be elegant here. Let's do elegant. All right, now we're done with our outputs. And you know, I like this too. I like these two. They look pretty corporate. They look pretty corporate, so it's kind of on point. So basically, here's the full branding we'll have, you know, for our business, right? You can literally just download this logo and then buy business cards, buy T-shirts, buy, you know, clothing for your employees, right? So something they'll wear, and you know, we got a full branding already. It looks pretty good to me. I like it. You know, it took a few seconds, and you know, you can buy it. And this, you know, it costs a few bucks, or this one is a bit, you know, I don't like this, but you know, if you really want, you can literally just screenshot this logo and use it on your own. Doesn't matter, right? It's up to you. I wouldn't do it, you know, because you want to pay someone who made this app, but it's up to you. So we're not gonna do this one, right? Let's go back. So okay, so we have the branding, right? We already have this. So let's do. We have branding now. Website. So let's go back here, and what we'll use for websites is Framer. It's a pretty cool app. It's something similar to WordPress, but it's more modern, right? And basically, what you want to do is go to Google and search for Framer templates, right? And you'll see the templates you can use, right? These ones are paid. You can buy these ones. These are for cleaning businesses, and they are really good. You know, if you're a bit technical savvy, you can set this up pretty easily. But yeah, basically, you just want something like this, right? It looks pretty cool. You can have an opt-in form here, or you know, something like opt-in form here. Or this one looks pretty good. This ones look better than most of what you have on the market, most of clean businesses websites. So you'll already be, you know, better than your competitors here. But again, if you want to be cheap, if you don't want to pay money, here this one is pretty good. Handyman free home renovation template. We'll use this one, and we'll just copy it into our project. So we'll copy it. You have to create an account for Framer, and then you'll have to pay around $10 for hosting per month, which is not that bad. Plus, you'll need to buy domain, so you'll need to go to GoDaddy. And you know, what was the name of the business we picked? It was St. Louis Office Shine. This one right here. Right, great. So you go here, type domain, boom, search, and we'll see if we get some cool domains for this one. St. Louis Office Shine. You know, 18 cents for this domain. Pretty good, I would say. You know, buy this for 18 cents. You know, you're gonna spend much here. And then you need to buy Framer hosting, which I'll show you in a second. But now we copied it. You know, we have this now copied in here. And you just want to customize this, right? So instead of this, we want to input our logo. This is pretty easy to use, right? But again, what we can do is go here, copy this, boom. And now we have the logo here, like this, okay. We can change the branding if we want. So, right, fill like this, okay. So we're gonna have a red branding like this, okay. We'll have to change these colors and so on, right? But then again, you want to go to ChatGPT here and give me a full website copywriting. Our form, right? You can use Form Spark, and you'll need to connect the ID of the Form Spark. So you'll go to Form Spark, you'll create account on the Form Spark, and then you'll connect the ID of the form here on the right side for this visual here, so someone can input a request a free quote, and it will be added to your CRM. And then what you'll do is you'll just change these photos here you have, right? Because these are handyman photos, and we don't like these. So we could do something like this, which would be title. You would do something like this: deep cleaning, or let's do small. Okay, actually law firms, and we can go to ChatGPT again and generate an image of a cleaning business, cleaning a law firm office. Now, okay, we've got some image. We could make this better. Again, you can screenshot this here. And then we go here and we exchange this photo for this one here. And now we have law firms. Oh. And we can do, I don't know, we can do next one. We can do like, I don't know, man. Honestly, just small businesses, whatever. We can niche down on different kind of companies and we can use this during our outreach or paid ads, right? Okay. So you pretty much know what to do next. Again, we have the copywriting here and we just improve this whole website. We just, clean office, clean minds. We change this background image and you'll just have to play with this for a while. You can also use WordPress or any other type of, so on, right? So boom, this should be enough. And then you put in images and some other stuff. It doesn't need to go, super in depth, right? But it needs to be simple. All you need is one single page. You'll pay $10 for this when you go to, publishing the site and using a plan, which will be here, which we can see right here, which was here, plans. And what you need is just this mini one, which is $10 or 10 euros, whatever, per month. Setting this up is super simple. It should take you only a few hours if you're already, a bit tech savvy. But, right, you'll have a perfect domain. Then you can upload it, publish it. You'll have a good website that you can start with, right? So now, again, here, look. Boom, we don't need this thing anymore. We go here. Boom, we have website now. Great. So we have website. Now, social media accounts. This one is pretty simple. I don't need to go over creating social media account, right? But, if you want some templates here, you go again, commercial, you go to Canva, and then you look for commercial cleaning, and you'll just download these, and you'll just want to have some flyers with your services, posted in your social media regarding to what you do, how you do it, for who you have done it, what's the pricing, and so on. Something super basic, right? But we just want to have like a Facebook, Instagram, perhaps TikTok, and so on, right? Okay, what's next here? Then paid advertising. I'm not gonna go over this because this is pretty in-depth. It's pretty simple. All you need to is create a Google account and a Meta account, so Facebook account, and you go to Meta and you'll just create ads, create ad library, ad set, and then individual ads, right? What you want to do is niche down, right? So create 3 ads for Meta for law firms in St. Louis that need cleaning services. And then you'll set up the settings for targeting, again, for St. Louis and for law firms or people who are related to law. And it will target people for law firms. And now, okay, create a image for ad 1. And you'll have an image. And you can do this in like 2 hours and you'll have your Meta ads and Google ads ready. You can do like $20 per day on budget. And you'll start to generate some leads, right? So again, we're now generating more and more leads through our website, through paid ads, and essentially through other things we'll go over now. I don't need to go over this. This one is pretty simple. Anyone can do this, right? Again, you copy this, you customize the template, you put in your logo, your branding, your sort of services, your pricing, and so on. It's pretty simple. And then again, Google My Business, Yelp, Yellow Pages, and so on, right? You want to have those things set up. I'm not going to go over this. It's simple. It takes a few minutes. It has generated a pretty good ad. It looks pretty good. Although there are some mistakes that we want to fine tune. The name of the company is St. Louis office time. And please also include pricing for full cleaning recurringly once a week. Now, boom, okay, it's something better. You can use this then in your Meta ads and your Google ads or post it on your social media. It literally takes 5 seconds. Again, this is basic marketing foundation that we'll need. I'm not going to go over this. It's simple. Now let's go back. Okay, so we have this, we have social media accounts, we have paid advertising set up by now, and Google My Business. All this should take 2-3 days. Maybe a bit longer if you've never made a website and so on, right? This shouldn't take longer than 3 days. But if you're getting into remote cleaning business, you should be tech savvy because most of your work will be dependent on your tech and on your software and on your computer, right? Essentially. I'll just put this away. Now, it's time for management, right? All this was just marketing. And now we should have a decent marketing foundation set up. Now, management. How do we manage our accounting, scheduling, hiring? We want to pick an app, right? So something like Neati, Jobber, Launch, House Call, Pros and Mate, whatever, right? We'll go with Neati for this one. So again, go to Google, boom, Neati.app, and here you'll go to Neati.app and you'll try it. I already have an account created, so you'll need to create an account. It's super simple. You have free 30-day trial. After that, you need to pay around like $40, which is pretty cheap for all the functionalities that you have in here. Okay, let me just put this like this so you guys can see the whole, right, like this. And here we can create quotes, manage jobs, invoices, and revenue. Essentially, we want to manage our accounting and our finances. In cleaning business, you're going to create offers and create estimates. So once you get a lead come in and ask for a quote, you want to ask them for square footage. You want to ask them for how many offices, how many rooms, lobbies, toilets, whatever. One thing you can do is once you get a lead, again, you can go to Google Maps, search for their office. So we're going to St. Louis. And let's say it's, this is probably a house, right? Okay, let's say this is the office. And let's say it's only, okay, this is a house, never mind. This looks like a school. Okay, let's say this is the office. Here, measure distance. Distance to here. Distance to here. Distance to here. And distance to here. And here we have this calculated. For example, okay, let's say office would be something like this. And here we can calculate how big is this place. It's in meters. Because, okay, let's say this is total area. It's 9,800 square footage. Here we can see it. Okay, wait, you actually can't see it. You see down here, we can see the square footage. You cannot see it now. You can see it here, right? Nice. So this is the one. And now we'll go to Neati, like this, and we go to create new estimate. Now we'll do, okay, they want to do weekly. It's commercial, and the square footage is 9,815. There are 3 offices and 3 bathrooms, and we'll clean from 7:30 to 9. They also want to have windows cleaned and their carpets in the lobby cleaned. Okay, next step here. Then offices and break rooms and lobbies. This is all This is checklist for the cleaner. And multiple floors, no stairs, no regular maintenance. And yeah, okay, that's good. Then you'll need to do client information. Okay, let's do. I have a Gus ring here, so let's do Gus. Save estimate now, and we have our estimate created. Now what we can do is once we have created the estimate, is we can send it to the client through email or just copy the link here. We copy the link, and we'll okay here. See, we'll copy the link, and we'll send the link to him, and he'll receive the invoice or the estimate. And once he confirms the estimate, we'll send him the invoice, which is done here in the finances. And you create a new invoice, and you create it from quotation, and it's this one, for example. And boom, you have your invoice created in a few seconds. Once the invoice gets created, you can just send it to him. You can download it on PDF, or you can just send it to email, link it, whatever, right? You send it to the client, and he pays the money. All right, we have it here. Okay, the invoice is here, and you can send it to him. He can pay it with Stripe, and it will go directly to the account, or you can just email it and so on, right? Whatever. Right. Now, that's our accounting. Now for our scheduling and job management, we'll go to tasks, create new task, law office. Oh, actually, you cannot see this, so here, okay. law office cleaning. The customer is Gus Frank. And you'll set it. It's upcoming, and it's due date, priority, location, whatever. You'll create a job. You'll assign your cleaner to it. You'll create your checklist, so preparation, main task, final inspection, and so on. You'll teach your cleaners to use this app. You'll see the scheduling here. So when is it upcoming, the activity, supplies, documents, whatever else you need there, right? Now, all right, now hiring. You also want to manage your contractors and your subcontractors in the theme here, and add the team member. You do his payroll. You manage. You look how many hours he's worked and so on. What are his rates? What is his rating from clients? His email, and you just manage your hires and your team here. Now, you're ready for sales. Once you set all this up, once you learn how to do this, you're ready to do sales and land deals and get clients. So you'll need CRM. Basically, our CRM again is Neati right here. Contacts, manage your contacts, and here are our leads that we haven't converted yet. You need lead generation. So what you'll do is, okay, so let's say we picked law offices in St. Louis. We go here. We got law offices, St. Louis like this. Yeah. And we look how many offices are here, law offices. And you'll want to scrape all of these with Easy Scraper or something. And you'll scrape all their accounts, all their phone numbers here, their websites. So you'll get these phone numbers, and then you can cold, or you can give this to your SDR or your cold caller that will hire for pretty cheap from Philippines, which I'll go over later. Or you can scrape their emails from their website, then you can send your emails to them in a cold email campaign. Right. Also, Facebook groups is a good one. So you'll join, for example, I don't know, St. Louis neighborhood groups and so on, right? And you'll advertise your services there. Cold calling, cold email. For cold calling, what we do is we hire talent from PH, and you basically create an account, and you hired a Filipino virtual assistant or a cold caller setter and so on, right? This one is a bit, I'm not going to go over this. It's pretty in-depth, but that's how you'll do it. And there are two types, so inbound and outbound. Inbound is basically the contents that we generate through ads, and outbound is cold calling. So you'll generate, we'll have our emails and our phone numbers scraped here, and then we'll give it to him, and he'll cold call. He'll set appointments and so on, right? So boom, now that's done. Also, Smart Lead. To set up your cold email campaigns, you'll need to do three things. First one is you'll need to bind domains. You'll need to bind different domains because your domain will get hurt once you send so many emails. So you'll need to buy a lot of burner emails, a lot of burner domains, and then create emails through, for example, Hostinger is good. Hostinger, Hotmail, or Google Workspace Suite. You'll create 3 email addresses per domain, and you'll set it up on Smart Lead, right here. And I don't have my subscription running right now, but basically here you can see. Okay, let me put this away. For 6,000 email sent, around 10 will be positive, and so on. You can see the rates here. You'll start getting clients, and you can find some videos online on how to set up Smart Lead. I'm not going to go over this now because it's not needed, but that's what we're going to set up. And now we have our cold email and cold calling infrastructure set up. We also have our ads running, our marketing set up, and now we can hire subcontractors. If you fail to land deals, you'll have to switch niche, and if you land deals, then you'll have to deliver the service. So you have to hire subcontractors. Basically, so you have 2 ways: hire employees or hire subcontractors. For subcontractors, you would literally just go to St. Louis, creating business. You'll find some cleaning businesses in St. Louis, and you'll tell them, okay, look, I've got deals here. I'll send it to you guys, and I want 10%, I want 5% from each deal. Boom, you're making money. You don't even need to deliver. You don't even need to do the delivery, right? So, or you can hire employees. So we'll post a job. Here it is, right here. sales. This is hiring. So you'll post your job vacancy or Indeed or something. You'll wait for inquiries. Applicants will submit. You'll accept the CV. You'll ask for video screening. Basically, them explaining why should they, them explaining why should you hire them. You send email. You opt in the calendar for interview. You interview. You'll accept them. You'll generate job recruitment and offer. You'll send an applicant. He'll accept. You'll add him to the team. Boom, you have a cleaner in St. Louis, and then you'll give him jobs. Right. Same goes for SDR. Once you hire your sales development representative from Philippines, your cold caller, and basically this is the process. The user opts in on website, or the client, to be more precise, client opts in on the website from our ads and so on the website we've generated. You'll add him into Neati CRM. Then SDR, once he sees there's inbound lead, he contacts them. He initiates walkthrough. You'll do walkthrough, or actually you're not gonna walk through. You're just gonna sort of request information regarding their, the space and so on, what they want. Then you'll create quotation, you'll send them quotation, invoice will be paid, you'll create a job, assign cleaner, set schedule, create checklist. Boom, easy, simple. You'll hire employee, you'll have to train employee, and then employee arrives, he delivers. You'll have the quality check system that, the checklist we've seen here. So you'll have the checklist here for each job, which is here. You'll have the checklist that he'll have to fulfill for every single job, every single day. And then, after the job is done, you'll send an email to the client asking everything is fine. And then you'll invoice him and so on, right? So that's pretty simple. All right, that's pretty much it for today. This was a very fast, sort of general overview on how to start a cleaning business. Obviously, it's going to take a bit longer for you, but I've pretty much outlined everything you need to do. So all you need to do now is take action on everything I told you. It's super actionable. It's super simple. You can find, if you don't know how to do any step from this process, you can just Google it. You can use ChatGPT, and you can figure it out in a few hours. And you can move on to another thing, and so on. And you can, in 2 weeks, you can have this business up and running and make you money, right? I've taught many people to do it. I've seen many people do this. It's simple. It doesn't take much time, and it's perfect if you're looking for a cool business to start. And this one is super good because once you deliver a good job, you have something running, you're basically recurringly making good money, and the cash flow is coming. Because think about this, businesses always need cleaners. The places get dirty. This is something we cannot digitalize. It's not something we can automate. We always have to have clean spaces, and for now, people have to do it. So you can take opportunity. You can take this chance to set up a business like this one and make a lot of money. Okay, that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed this one. And I'm Patrick. I provide a ton of value on my YouTube channel regarding the cleaning businesses. And I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.